Hey guys, Coaster here with a battle against randomloser1 for Killer Nacho's third round of his Monocolor tournament. And randomloser1 uses yellow and I have brown, as I already mentioned before. Here, he leads with Beedrill and I leave him on -1. I went for Ice Shard, thinking that Beedrill was actually Flying type and Earthquake wouldn't hurt it. I was better off with Earthquake regardless, but actually regardless, it doesn't matter because both of them would have been 2-hit KO if he had Sash. And he's only sets up one Toxic Spike, which is fine, because now he can't stall, which is what yellow team should be able to do with all their walls. Here he goes for the Yawn. I was wanting to see what it'd do and set up my rocks. And I wanted to make my Mamoswine sleep, since he's actually the most useless at the moment. So he sets up rocks after I start doing as much damage as I can. And I let Napoleon go to sleep. So I send out Krakatoa, because I'm pretty sure he could set up the best here. But he brings out his own Krakatoa, which is Typhlosion, and I was fearing the Focus Blast, because that'd be super effective. So I go into Dragonite to resist it. He ends up going for Hidden Power Ground, which is why it doesn't affect Dragonite. And that's even better for me, because now I know he's locked into it if he switches out. And he brings out his Crest, while I went for the Dragon Dance. And I did calculations here, and I did about 30% with Dragon Claw. So I decided not to risk it in case he went for a T-Wave or an Ice Beam, because Ice Beam probably wouldn't have KO'd, but T-Wave would have ruined my sweeping. So bring in Alakazam, and I get poisoned, so I knew the T-Wave wouldn't hit me. But he does go for the Ice Beam, and that will do about half to Alakazam after poison damage. And I was thinking he would stay in going for another Ice Beam, so I decided to trick him, so he gets locked into whatever he does. And he goes for Charge Beam, so this is a Charge Beam Cresselia. So he most likely had rest in this team on the Cresselia. And so yeah, Spoon's not survive much. I go for the Signal Beam because it's super effective. But he switches out into his Nixon, which is the Zapdos. And it won't do that much. And at this point I was pretty much thinking Alakazam was fodder. So I just go for the Psychic on his, and then that actually does a reasonable chunk, but not that good. Then he sets up Light Screen, which is not all too well, because my team is pretty special. Actually, no, it's, well, kinda, I don't know. Probably half and half. And I just Psychic again, because I want Alakazam to die and bring in a safe switch. And he roosts off the damage, which is just fine with me, because, it's eventually gonna happen, and I might as well do it now, while I can bring this safe switch in. I go into, I don't even remember who I go into. I go into Napoleon just to waste Awakening, because I had Stone Edge on this thing. And actually, no, I don't. I have Ice Shard. So I go for the Ice Shard, and I'm still asleep. And then I go for the Ice Shard again, but I'm still asleep. And he's able to use Psychic. And at this point, looking at damage, it looks like a 3-hit KO. But he does get the special defense drop, so that will take me out on the next Psychic. I try again. This time I went for Endeavor. And yeah, it didn't wake up, and I pretty much die. But that's fine, so now I can bring in my Heatran, which I was planning to do, because I knew he would want to yawn whatever I switch in. And this Krakatoa happens to be a Subtran, which is good, because now I'm pretty much, he can't use any status on me. And Yuki's only attack is Psychic, so he's able to touch me. So he has that switch out while I go for the Toxic, which happens to hit his Galileo, which is his Cresselia. And which is good as well, because Cresselia has no lefties, and it'll die quicker to poison. I go for the Fire Blast, because at this point it is a 2-hit KO with toxic damage. And he goes to a Charge Beam, hoping that, I guess, it would break the sub, since Ice Beam was like 2 times 4 non-effective. It doesn't, luckily, even after Choice Specs, which is like great for me. I go for the Fire Blast again, and that KOs Galileo. And just to note, I have 6 PP left on Fire Blast. You'll see why it's important later on in the battle. He brings on his own Krakatoa, which is Typhlosion. It's down to half HP already, and it's obviously Scarf, so that outspeeds me. And he goes for the Hidden Power Ground, and which only takes out my sub, and I revenge him by KOing him with Earth Power, and the Krakatoa goes down. And so my Heatran's at a pretty good point right here, taking out two Pokemon by himself. And Yeah, it's really good. He brings out back his Zapdos, and I go straight for the Fire Blast because if I subbed, he could have T-Bolt me and I'd lose HP regardless. And Fire Blast is a 2-hit KO, but I lose 2 PP from pressure, so I'm down to 4 Fire Blasts. And Thunderbolt does absolutely nothing because Heatran's special attack is very good, like 90 something I believe, maybe 106. Yeah, I think it's 106. So Fire Blast is another hits this time and KO Zapdos, and now I'm down to 2 PP of Fire Blast left, which is not good because Uxie needs at least 2. So I go for the sub, thinking he'll yawn, and I know Psychic won't break my sub. And he does go for the yawn, which is good for me, because now I'm guaranteed 2 turns with sub up. I go straight for the Toxic, because I'm down to 2 Fire Blasts, and I don't want to waste them yet. At least wear him down a bit. And he goes for the Psychic, which does not break my sub, because it's resistant to it, and Heatran's that much of a beast. So I go for the Fire Blast, because I can't hit it with Earth Power. And, yeah, and Fire Blast is a 2-hit KO with poison damage, which is good. And, right now, Krakatoa is just being a beast, and, Psychic breaks a sub on a second Psychic, which is not too good. And, I just go for the sub, because I know Psychic won't break it on the first turn, and I get some more poison stall damage. But he decides to go for the yawn again, I guess predicting a switch or me staying in, I don't even know. And I do neither, because I decided to go for sub. And I had to use my last Fire Blast PP to take out the Uxie because I can't hit it with Earth Power. So I could have just like, oh, I guess I could have wasted Earth Power, I don't know, whatever. So yeah, now he brings out his Derp, which is Executor, and I'm like, come on, the one thing that's weak to freaking Fire Blast and has to be last. He goes for Hidden Power Ground, breaks my sub. I miss a Toxic, which is kind of crucial because it would have been easier to take out this thing in the long run, which is why there's still a minute left in this video. So I predict the Hidden Power Ground again, but he goes for the Sunny Day, which was a smart play on his part. And now he's faster than pretty much all my Pokemon. And I'm pretty sure Dragonite could survive anything this thing could throw, bar Ancient Power if it could learn that, I'm not even sure. And yeah, I do, because it doesn't have Life Orb, so I'm able to survive it and just roost off the damage. At this point, I'm thinking about roost-stalling his Sunny Day, which is, I think, is 8 turns because he had Heat Rock if he did not have Life Orb. And, yeah, I ended up doing that. But, I got a little impatient because I kind of want to get this battle over with. So I go for the Dragon Claw this next turn, and I end up getting a crit, but it didn't really matter since it did about 70 damage to Executor. 70 at max, I believe, 60 something at mid. And I had Hippowdon left, and he could totally ruin the Sandstorm and just pretty much Earthquake that thing to death, so, or Stone Edge. So yeah, good game, dude. I'm advancing to the 4th round, Clear Nacho's tournament, and I'm hoping to go all the way. So yeah, peace out.